Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 112 of Isolate, Meditate, Create. My name is Jessica Lynn Johnson. I am the founder and CEO of Soaring Solo Studios, a company dedicated to the direction and development of one person plays. So welcome to IMC. We've been gathering together the whole way through the pandemic. And if you're new to this, welcome. The purpose is just for us to have some creative community, do a little self-care, and hopefully make some progress on our solo shows as well. Please make sure that you have something nearby you to write with and write on. As soon as we're done meditating, we're going to begin writing. And I also want to mention that if anything comes up for you during the visualization that is triggering or upsetting in any way and you need to jump off of the call, that's totally fine. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And if you need resources for mental and emotional health beyond that, please feel free to email me at soaringsoloartist@gmail.com so I can connect you to some helpful resources. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and just close our eyes. Just get a comfortable seated position. Just start to let everything slow down and focus solely on our breath. So deep inhales and audible exhales out if you need to. Just releasing whatever tension or stress you might be carrying. And with every in-breath, just imagine you're breathing in warm and nourishing bright light, that it's just filling every inch of your body, allowing you to expand, allowing you to relax. Just really see that light on each in-breath. And really allow your breath to bring you into this present moment, letting go of your to-do lists or personal dramas, and just be here right now, letting the mind declutter. And notice any thoughts that might be racing through your mind, but just let them pass on their way. Try not to attach to any of them. Just let your mind clear. And start to do a body scan from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Just surveying every inch of your body, noticing where you're clenching muscles or feeling pain or discomfort. And just breathe deeply into those places, imagining that that warm and nourishing light is softening those places and relaxing those places in you. And start to imagine on every in-breath, you are breathing in things that serve you, things that you want to call into your experience right now. Maybe that's more optimism, faith, hope, joy, creativity, confidence, love, passion, forgiveness, curiosity. Whatever it is you need to call into your experience, just imagine that your in-breath is so powerful and it is bringing it to you. And with every out breath, releasing those things that do not serve you in this moment. Limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment, scarcity, jealousy, whatever it is that's not serving you, Let that go on your out breath and just continue in this cycle of breathing in those things that serve you, exhaling those things that do not. And start letting your breath transform. So you continue to breathe in those things that serve you. But now on your out breath, you're returning to the world whatever gifts you have to offer in this moment. Maybe on your out breath, you're returning your humor, your optimism, your allyship, your kindness, your patience, your ideas. So just continue on in this cycle of giving and receiving, breathing in those things that serve you and gifting back to the world on your out breath. And in the next few moments, I'm going to guide you through a visualization and keeping your eyes closed, your breath deep, your body relaxed. I just want you to go on this journey and know that you never have to share anything that comes up for you unless you choose to. So be as uncensored and uncontrolled as you can. Just really surrender to whatever your intuition and your imagination want to reveal to you. I want you to get in touch right now with your conflict resolution, your conflict resolution. And just be with that for a moment. How do you as a person resolve conflict? What does that look like for you? And just be with that for a moment. And be as honest with yourself as you can. Are you someone that runs from conflict? Are you someone that dives in and tries to nip it in the bud? What's your relationship to conflict? And I want you to think about the relationships in your life where conflict comes up the most. What are those relationships that challenge you in terms of conflict? Maybe it's one person, maybe it's several people, but who brings up conflict for you in your life? And in this relationship or these relationships, Do you feel like there's room to grow in terms of how you handle the conflict? Do you feel like you have arrived at that sweet spot where you can work it out? What's the current status in these particular relationships of your ability to resolve conflict? And if it needs improvement, what might that look like? What tools do you already possess that would enhance your ability to resolve conflict? And if you're already proud of the way that you're resolving the conflict, what does that look like? How does it play out in a healthy way? Just take another couple moments reflecting on your relationship to conflict resolution, recalling times when it hasn't gone well for you and the times that it has. And just be in that reflection for a few more moments. Just take another deep breath in. And on our exhale, coming back to this moment, opening our eyes. Go ahead and reach for whatever it is you have to write with or write on. I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes. And I just want you to write very freely about whatever came up for you. Maybe that's just first person monologuing. Maybe it brought up a very specific conflict or argument or fight that you want to write out the dialogue for in a scene. Maybe it's a piece of poetry or song lyrics. Whatever needs to come out and be expressed is perfect. So I'll let you know when your time is up. We have a little over 4 minutes left, a little over 4 minutes. And just a little over a minute left. Okay, and that's our time. Go ahead and wrap up your writing. I think the takeaway for today is, in any good one person play, there is drama, there is conflict. And to me, what makes an exceptional solo show is when we offer tools and insights for how we worked through that conflict, where we found resolution. And if we're in the midst of finding resolution, that can still be a very powerful solo show as long as we're vulnerable with the things that we struggle with and the places we want to grow and transform. So hopefully this brought up something interesting for you to maybe include in your show. I also encourage you to transcribe what you've written. If it was on scrap paper in a journal, transcribe it into a document on your computer. That's such an important part of bringing our shows to life, is committing the words to the page. That just starts to make it really real. And there's many phases of making our shows real, but that's an important one, just putting those words on the page. Okay, so off in the chat, you will see I put several announcements for our community and the things that are happening, starting with my free class is happening this coming Saturday. So that's Saturday, April 17th. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But people from all over the world are welcome to join in and check your time zone. But 10 a.m. Pacific Standard. And you don't have to have any experience. You don't have to bring anything you've written. I will always provide a writing prompt. And if you do have things you've written, there will be opportunity at the end of class to do some prepared work if time allows. So just go to soaringSoloStudios.com under free stuff or under events and free class. You can find it both places, and just RSVP there and you'll get sent an email with all of the details and your Zoom link. Also happening in April, although it's sold out, but it's going to be extending into May as well, is our Creating Captivating Characters Intensive, taught by Soaring Solo instructor Heather Dowling. She is also an exceptional solo artist with 2 award-winning, rave-reviewed one-woman shows, and just a gold-hearted, amazing person in general that you just want to know and meet. So she's going to be leading the Character Intensive in May. It is sold out for April. It will likely continue on Wednesday evenings. So if you want to repeat the intensive with us to keep working on your skills and developing your story and developing your characters or polishing your characters, please feel free to email me at soaringsoloartist@gmail.com to get on our very short list for May. It's $149 for all 3 weeks, and it's just truly a gem. And I'll let Heather tell you about that. So Heather, let me spotlight you and also unmute you. Give me just a second to handle my Zoom buttons.
Oh, God bless Zoom. Hi, everybody. I am Heather Dowling, and I am the one who teaches our Creating Captivating Characters Intensive, 3 Wednesday nights of deeply exploring the techniques that allow for characters to help you tell your story. One of the things we discovered, I have some of my past students in here that hopefully will continue on too, that have done amazing work. But what you discover when you dig into character work, a lot of people think sometimes cart before the horse, right? Like, I got to write it out and figure out my characters. Well, sometimes if from these writing prompts, for example, or from the exercises we do, you start to explore the characters. Who are the characters that would tell your story if they got to weigh in? Who are the ones that impacted you the most that you know are going to show up? Those characters can really give voice to you to tell your story and help you start to discover the moments that are really critical and the things that you want to make sure you share, and also help you find moments to laugh and connect authentically and truthfully with your audience. So the character, it isn't cart before the horse. It's is it the chicken or the egg? One can completely feed and nurture the other. And of course, the intensive is very much about how do you bring distinct, specific characters to life on stage in your writing and then in your performance, so that the audience is willing to go on the ride with you and imagine you playing, you know, a myriad of characters. I mean, my first show, Unemployed, finally, I ended up playing 39 characters in addition to my narrator. And that is where I really fell in love with the opportunity of bringing characters to life as a performer and as a writer. So I would love to see you. We really have sold out every one of these intensives so far. So if you think you're interested in joining us in May, make sure you send that email so you can get on the list. And I hope to get to see you. And some of you I get to see tonight.
Thank you, Heather. Yes, and if any of you are interested in working with me one-on-one or trying out a power pair or small group session or finding out what those things are, just email me, soaringsoloartist@gmail.com. And if you want to watch any of the IMCs before today or today is included, it's all on my YouTube channel. As soon as I'm done here, I upload it to YouTube. So all 112 are there, plus a whole bunch of other tutorial videos that will hopefully be very helpful on your solo journey. Our next IMC is happening Wednesday, April 21st, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead and join us then. Invite whoever you'd like to come back onto this link next week. And Solo Fest has been extended. Thank you to so many of you who tuned in for Carla Delaney's Voices. Just also an exceptional solo artist and has been doing this craft for quite some time. So we revisited her first show. It's been quite a while, I think 2 years since we'd last looked at her first show. We've been focusing on her second one. So it was very fun to go back and visit Voices again. So thank you to those of you who tuned in. And Diana Varco, who is also a very valuable member of this community and a beautiful solo artist herself, is doing Shattered on Sunday, April 18th. So that's this coming Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But the link, if you get your ticket before the show starts, the link is good, I think, for 72 hours or something like that. So you can also watch her show. And Diana's really someone to watch, not only for her technique and her mesmerizing characters, but also because she deals with a lot of trauma and really dark subject matter. And yet you're laughing hysterically the whole time and you're thinking really deeply. And she's just really masterful at weaving in really difficult, challenging topics with comedy and with dark humor and with characters and multimedia. So you can learn a lot from her show, and that's the best way to learn, see what other artists are doing. So I put the link in the chat for that as well, or you can go to soaringSoloStudios.com for more information. And then the Hollywood Fringe announced that they are starting to do registration on May 1st. So if you're not on the Hollywood Fringe email chain, I would get on their website. I don't remember off the top of my head what it is, but just Google Hollywood Fringe Festival and it will bring you right there. And register on May 1st if you want to do that festival. All are included to be a part of Hollywood Fringe. That's what they pride themselves on, is really just having a myriad of artists and being very inclusive of everyone. This will be their first ever digital festival, although they are going to have an immersion category where you can perform in person in COVID safe outdoor spaces. So it's going to be a really interesting festival this year, and certainly one I recommend being a part of. And you can always email me for my guidance with that as well. I've done the festival for the last 10 years and learned a lot over the last decade of being involved with Fringe. So feel free to email me about that. I think, oh, thank you, Heather. She put the link, hollywoodfringe.org. Yes, so I think that's everything. I'm gonna let you all get on with your Wednesdays, but I will leave the chat up for a few moments if you want to jot down any of the million announcements that I just threw at you and say hi to one another. So have a beautiful Wednesday, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.